Hello, my dear wandering souls. I'm so happy to have you here today. This message is going to be for someone moving through significant change in their life, where familiar structures are breaking away or falling apart. What you may not see right now is that it's opening up this space for release of some kind, which will lead to a breaking away from something that has kept you contained for some time. This is the way to your breakthrough. And I was given this illustration, which I did draw from what I saw in my mind's eye. And I will explain a little bit further about what I saw here. So there is a piggy bank that has been broken, and instead of coins coming out, it was water. And when we look at all the symbolism here, there's quite a lot in this very simple illustration. I also heard breaking down, but also with a perspective shift, seeing it as breaking out or breaking through. So it's all on how you see something. Now, that's not to say that you can't be sad or feel some kind of grief that something is falling apart, falling away, or breaking in some regard. That is perfectly valid. But I feel on the other side of this, hindsight is 2020, I feel. So on the other side of this, when things have settled, when the energy has settled, you're going to look back and understand what this means. So this is going to be a collective reading, and it is a channeled message paired with tarot cards. This is going to be timeless, so whenever you come across it, it will be for you. And even though we're getting specific in this message, it is going to be general, so it will not be for all. Take what resonates, leave what does not. These messages and these readings are also not instructional, so please use your discernment. And links for anything you need to know about me, my channel, or to join my Patreon community is in the description. Okay, so let's break down what we're seeing here. It is a broken piggy bank, and water is coming out. Water has spilled out. And when we think about piggy banks, it is a container for our financial savings, for our wealth. And it might be easy to insert these coins, but it's not so easy to get them out. There is a risk. There is a need to break the container in order to release something. So what I'm getting from that, and this part's a little bit foggy, so bear with me, is that something has been put away or suppressed for a rainy day or to be saved for the future, whether that is to deal with in the future or to put aside and to suppress, to hide, to leave in the subconscious. And there could be something within the subconscious that is being released now with this breaking down or breaking of something. And when that emotion, that feeling, those beliefs, stories, whatever is being deconstructed at this time, I feel is now here to be released in divine timing. So this is the time to look at something, to feel something, to process something that has been put away for a rainy day or put away for future consideration. And when we think about water, that is the emotional body, that is the flow of energy, that is our subconscious, that is the moon. So this could be a very dark period of time, and there's a lot of questions. There may even be, or you have gone through a little bit of shock because maybe this was unexpected, or maybe this was purposeful, where you are breaking away or breaking down structures that are no longer serving where you are headed. I feel that this container was broken because of your growth, and there was no more room in the container to put something away, to preserve something, to hold something sacred. So there is a need to release it. Now, this is very Five of Cups energy, so there is this acceptance of what is, even though there is grief, there is sorrow, there is potentially pain and heartbreak along with this. I feel like this is coming out because this has to do with you accepting what is, you accepting who you are, what it is that you need, and allowing those emotions and that energy to flow freely now. You're no longer holding that back. So that's a pretty intense energy for this collective reading. I'm going to put this aside for now And I'm going to pull some cards for you to get a little more information about this energy and then how to go about moving through it. So because we are talking about the moon energy, I'm going to pull from the Moonology deck. And all the decks that I use are listed in the description box. So for the collective. And if this is resonating, feel free to share if you feel comfortable. So, Spirit, let's get some more energy about this breaking down, breaking out, breaking through. Do nothing. So now that this energy has been released, this almost feels like a time to observe. This isn't a time to try to put the container back together, try to put the emotions back to where they came from. This is about allowing and being in this space. So that's the first message that I'm feeling there. There's no actions I feel that you can take at this time to fix, to change whatever is happening. Now that doesn't mean, what I'm also getting from this do nothing is that doesn't mean to just sit and wait around, although that could be valid for some. This could also be to regulate your nervous system at this time. So this person is sitting in a very meditative state. Now, meditation may not be for you, and that's okay, but there are multiple ways to meditate as well. We don't have to sit in stillness. But I found that sitting in stillness, closing the eyes down, if only for a few minutes, it allows your brain to turn off so that you can not think too much and not process external information. Even though that does happen, the brain will do what it needs to do to move through. Allow that to happen as well. Stillness doesn't necessarily mean not thinking about anything. Stillness is not doing anything so that the brain can catch up with the body. Now, there is forgiveness here with the full moon. I feel like there is a certain level of self-forgiveness that needs to happen in this space. And maybe that's part of what is being healed at this time, is that you are giving yourself a little more grace and gentility, maybe a little more compassion to forgive yourself for something. I'm not sure. Maybe for not facing something or having self-doubt, or there's a lot of self-depreciation, I feel. So I do feel that it is you forgiving yourself for not living up to some kind of expectation, because I feel your expectation wasn't attainable in this particular situation. And then we have truth. So what's rising in this space is your truth, the truth of the situation, the truth of the matter, the truth of who you are. And change your tune. What I feel here, sound could be something to look into, whether that's sound bowls or breath work. Listening to certain music, binaural beats, for example, that could be helpful in this process. But I do feel like your frequency is changing. The way you perceive yourself, the way you perceive life, and maybe the situation in particular. And for some reason, I was seeing this one underneath poke up, so I had to look, and it was cleansing. So this is a time of cleansing, and water can be cleansing out of old energy. Cleansing out of energy that is stagnant. So there's a stagnancy that is now being released, and there is flow. This is changing how you process emotion, changing how you feel. But I think it's not necessarily change. It is you aligning with your truth. It's almost as if because this emotion was contained, you weren't able to express yourself in a way that felt comfortable or safe or even authentic. And So it's not change in the sense that you're changing, it's you are remembering. You are remembering your truth. You are remembering who you are. And I feel like this is coming into tune with that. Let's get a couple more cards about this situation or this breakdown, breakthrough. Delivering news and collaboration. But what I'm getting from that is that there is some kind of, I wanted to say fortune. And then we have catalyst, radical changes taking control. It's almost as if you want to have a little more of a hands-on approach or a little more control in your life. There's something that you would like to do more of. You might even be looking to astrology or tarot readings, divinatory practices to be able to gain knowledge, to gain a little more truth, to help you understand this a little bit better. It may even be in your astrological chart that this breakthrough, this breakout is happening at this time. And there is confirmation here about the radical changes that are happening in your life. And there may be this need to control through predictive means so that you can see what's ahead. But I'm not sure that you'll be able to do that with great accuracy, because this is for you to move with your intuition, which also can be linked to the moon and water. This is not something like the sun where the entire path and the landscape is illuminated. This is going to be a space where you take one small step at a time based on your intuition. In the moonlight, we can only do so much, we can only see so much, and there could be a lot of illusions that are breaking down at this time as well, where you are starting to see that that's not a monster in the corner of your room. That's actually coats hanging on a coat rack, for example. So there's something being revealed in this space that can't be done from the external. So it's not information that can come from the outside. The information or the truth has to come from within. And it's only done through not much of anything, but also walking the path one step at a time. So I feel this do nothing is about not externalizing this energy and trying to make radical changes, but you're allowing them to happen. That's not to say that you can't seek support. I would highly advise that if that fits. I would also look into different practices that can help you ground yourself. So going to yoga classes, going to breathwork classes, qigong, whatever you feel guided to in the external world, but don't seek answers in others is, I think, the biggest message here. The answers are from within. We'll get a couple more tarot cards and then we will end the reading here. Let's get some more information, but also maybe some guidance on how to move through this. Okay, so this I feel is confirmation. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse, so your structures are being uprooted with the Five of Wands in reverse. And again, it's like this is that do nothing energy with the Five of Wands in reverse. It is you learning to move with the restrictions at hand and not trying to fix the restrictions, not trying to expand the capacity or the limitations of the external world. This is about expanding from within. And I feel that is why the container has broken, is because this expansion is happening within. This growth has created some kind of external upheaval. As within, so without is what I'm hearing there. And the Lovers in reverse. So there has been some possible disharmony within external relationships, those intimate relationships, possibly romantic, but this could also be a rebalancing of the divine feminine and divine masculine within you. And divine feminine is showing up very greatly in this reading here. We've got that water, we've got the moon, we've got do nothing, which is that divine feminine energy. And this need to pull back on taking action, making changes, manifesting. which is that divine masculine energy. Okay, so look at that. I love that. I feel we're getting into guidance now. We've got the Emperor and we've got the Queen of Swords with the Judgment at the bottom of the deck. So huge changes here. And there's the Five of Cups in reverse. It's wonderful. I'm going to take those two because I do feel they're relevant here with the Death card. So lots of cards talking to us about this situation here, and it's just reflecting exactly what we talked about here. There's foundations that are being upturned right now, and I feel these are more spiritual in nature. So there's some spiritual growth that has happened, and what is happening in this space is you are elevating in frequency, or you are shifting frequency and moving away from things that feel like they can no longer be changed, moved, adjusted, fixed. You're moving away from that stagnation and moving into something that feels more purposeful, that feels more aligned with your truth. And with that, you've faced this grief of what needs to be released and let go of, what needs to be processed. This is a little bit of that do nothing energy, but it's in reverse. So I feel like you have already come to this acceptance of what needs to be released, and you're now moving through this, moving forward into new opportunity. And I feel part of the advice here is be okay not knowing the entire path. Be open to learning at this time, and not to take quick action, not to make quick decisions, but to call your power back to you at this time. And what I love about the Emperor showing up here is that this is a very strong and powerful energy. It is a 4 as well. It's much more powerful than this 4 of Wands. So I feel like whatever you were coming from wasn't a space where you could grow into something, where you could see expansion, where you could see even fulfillment or satisfaction. There was nothing left in that space, or at least in how you took action or how you did something. But here, you are in full control, but not controlling, where you are controlling the outcome, the results, other people. You are in control of yourself a little more, and you're understanding how to harness that power. You're understanding how to live through your truth, express your truth in a very empowered way. So I really love this. And this is also that divine masculine. So I do feel that it is eventually going to be externalized through action, but not before you gain information first, not before you sit in that do nothing and understand, where you are clearing away what has been foggy for you, and maybe even firming up some kind of boundary here for yourself. Because maybe this container held all of your desires, all of your needs, your wants, your goals, your dreams, and you weren't able to access that without breaking away from something or someone to be able to step into that a little bit more. It's almost as if you put them aside for the future. But the future is now. It is time to step into those dreams, to get familiar with those dreams, to remember what those desires are, to honor your desires as well, and honor those needs with just as much authority and empowerment as you may give other people. So I feel this is really about you sitting in your power at this time, or calling back your power so that you can maybe change course, change direction, change how you take action, and move from a very truthful and inspiring place. So I'm going to leave it here, my friend. I do hope that this resonated. Let me know in the comments if it did. Like and subscribe if you feel called, or if you're craving more inspiration and intuitive support, my Patreon is where I connect with you more deeply, and where I share monthly energy insights, tarot messages, and soul prompts to help you stay connected to your path. My deepest gratitude for your support, and until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you soon.